Hughesy, Wits, thank you for your time. How are preparations going ahead of Aveley on Saturday?
It's been a really good training week. We were back in Monday morning. We debriefed Saturday Southport. We didn't dwell on it. We don't dwell on wins. We certainly don't dwell on losses. But the boys were made aware of the mistakes that were made. The first half was poor, but we come out the second half, didn't throw the towel in, had a great reaction, scored. Should have scored another one. So that's the positive to come out of it, that we didn't, chuck the towel in. But we know we're better than that, especially at home at the Walks, where we've been undefeated. So as you said, the training week, Monday, Tuesday was a real hard session. I think Wits and myself thought, let's give them a blow here. It's the first time in 3 or 4 weeks that we had them on a Tuesday, because there's usually games. So that built confidence, because there was a good session in their legs, a good gym session, and they had yesterday off. So today we're back in again, more shape and tactical work, looking forward to Aveley. So a real positive week.
Just on the subject of preparation, we saw Cameron Hargreaves come off the bench against Southport. Is he nearly back to full fitness?
Cameron come back early, if I'm honest. After 30 minutes I was looking to bring him on, but we had to be really careful with him because he's had 4 weeks with his hamstring. So this week he's actually been at St George's Park, so that was already booked in. As I said, he come back early, pushed himself because he was desperate to help the team, and I think you see the impact that he made in those 45 minutes. So we're really hopeful that he can start Saturday and get back into the swing of things, because he's one of 6 players that have been out that's important to the squad.
Wits, how's the dressing room at the moment?
Dressing room's good. We've drawn the line after last Saturday's performance. It happens. The boys have been in, they've been buzzing, they've been very lively this morning, Thursday morning. And like the manager said, we've asked them to be the best version of themselves, but not only themselves, ourselves. And the best way to do that after a defeat in the manner that it was on Saturday evening is to get back out there and work hard. And they've all done that. They've all taken on board what was said after the game, and what's been said moving forward, and the approach to Saturday's game in the FA Cup.
Now that we're a few games into this season, have you got any sort of updated objectives for the season? And additionally, how far do you think we can get in the FA Cup?
I think at this stage it's getting players back, important players back. We've made no excuses of the fact that we've had 6 or 7 out at times. It's been a tough month for us. We got our first win at Alfreton at home, and then we went and drew two games with players out, so it goes to show that it can be done. But we know if we want to be the right end of the table, we need our squad fit. So our objective is, we're looking into why those players are injured. Some weren't injured. In fact, we had 2 away international duty. We had 1 suspended for 3 games, which we felt very, very harshly done by, and now we've got Manuel suspended for 3 games. So it wasn't just injuries, but we're looking at that and how we can manage the squad better. And this week has been a real breath of fresh air, having people back in the training ground. It's just lifted us, because it's not really been like that, and we haven't had those real training weeks for 3 or 4 weeks, as I said. So objectives is to win the next game, and no better way than the FA Cup on Saturday. Myself and Adrian been involved in great cup runs as players. I've been on the staff in a great cup run last year, and I know how the town of Kings Lynn loves a bit of drama and a story behind the game, and we're hoping Saturday will be the start of a good run for ourselves.
I think also as well, looking back on all of the games, I think probably apart from 2, we've been in every one of those other games. And when you listen to top managers and you listen to their interviews and what they say, and they talk about small margins, you could say sometimes we've been on the wrong end of it. Other times, you look at Saturday's game, before they have their first chance, we have the first clear-cut chance, and then we hit the post. That's small margins, but we look back on all the games and where we've been. We've just fallen that little bit of the wrong side of maybe picking up 2 or 3 more wins, really. Because we've drawn 5, and everyone knows the stats. I had a message yesterday about asking loan players, and the manager doesn't know this because it's a friend of ours from actually Royston, who we played in the pre-season, our friends there, Matt, and he said, we've got any midfielders? And I said, you wouldn't believe this, we've had up to 8 first team starters out, So if we are where we are in regards to those fixtures and results that we've had, hopefully, like I say, with one or two coming back and going to be close for Saturday, and then another week where there isn't a midweek game, we're going to be that much more closer. And then, you know, we're not having to throw in academy players, even though they've done fantastic, to be fair to them. But you see it all the time when a young player goes in, they sometimes go in for 2 or 3 games and then you pull them out because they've had that little bit of a run. So we've had to fully thrust them into it, which is great for them. And the manager's spoken about it. We haven't used it as an excuse, but that is the reality of where and what's been going on behind the scenes. But that isn't an excuse. Every time we put a team out on that pitch and the manager puts a team out on that pitch, he's so positive towards them and what he wants and how he wants to play that, you know, they cannot go on that pitch then with an excuse, because we want to guide them and we want to be professional ourselves.
This one's a little more aimed at you, Husey. We've become more used to seeing a 3 at the back this season. We saw 4 at the back against Southport, I believe. Was this a tactical decision made by you, or was it based more on player availability?
It was certainly player availability. We finished the second half against Brackley with a 4-2-3-1. But yeah, we literally had no right back or no centre mids really. So we had to adjust. The boys had 2 days to just not learn the system, to go through it and find our details of it. And as Whit said, we started the game off really bright, hit the post and had a great chance. So I don't think systems were to blame on Saturday. The first and second goal, individual error and a worldly free kick. So yeah, it's something that we've actually gone into in games. But I do like the 3-4, 2 10s and a 1, or 2 strikers and 1 10. It's something that's a lot of the players in the group have played a long time now in this league and even the league above. So we're going to stick to that. But we're going to slightly tweak it this week. Sorry. You know, we spoke about, we don't want to be a side that's pretty and keeping the ball and try and win game of possession, because you certainly don't. So we're going to be a bit more in the front foot. Can we really get in behind teams now? And the boys know their roles in and out of possession, what we want for them. Can we play in the final third a little bit more rather than, you know, wait? Teams seem to be waiting for that mistake. That's going to be cut out now. And there's been a real clear message this week. Look, when good players come back, you don't have to tell them as much, and we've got good players that we've missed. But we've gone back to basics a little bit and, you know, spoke about people's roles and their responsibilities within the group. And me and Adrian have looked at ourselves and our responsibility, you know. We've had a lot of good individual performances out there, but our results haven't been great. I think that's the key message. And boys have come into full-time football from last year, basically training 2 nights a week. So that's a demand on its own. But then demanding to play 90, well now it's nearly 100 minutes a game. They've got to get used to that. And I think, you know, in the long run, it'll hold them in good stead this tricky period, because when we start winning games again, they'll have this experience and they won't want it to happen again.
Obviously, just to touch on that, it hasn't been the ideal start to the season. Is there anything behind the scenes or within the team that you're looking to change to maybe pick last season's form back up?
Goals change games. You know, a big message early on was, can we score first? And the game against Alfred, we certainly did. You know, at Brackley we did. We were unfortunate not to win that night. And that was the message Saturday. Whoever scores first, the game might change because of how hard a day it was. And Southport got 2 without us really testing their keeper too much. But look, the message is positive from us. We're not going to change the way we are. We're demanding more from everybody and demanding more from ourselves. And you know, I'm really looking forward to the cup game Saturday. And it's a rally cry really for the fans to get behind this, because I think I saw on the Tuesday night at Brackley, I don't think I saw an atmosphere like that in the Walks for a long time, and we drew the game. So it's our responsibility as players to get them off their feet, but it's their, you know, we need them to get us going as well when the game is tight and make it hard for the opposition, and I'm sure they'll do that.
I think the thing is as well, we haven't gone past Saturday's game apart from obviously probably the first hour, 2 hours, when we spent a little bit of time together, and we're obviously so disappointed. The players are the same, but when we came back into work on Monday morning, there was no moping around. There was no pointing the finger as such at someone else. We said, you know, be accountable for yourself. And I think each to a man, every player a member of staff has done that. And like I said, we've had a real positive week up until Thursday. We've obviously got one more day's training tomorrow for prep. But you know, if we show the same mentality that we've shown all week, and throughout those results that just quite haven't gone our way, we'll be fine. You know, you look at other teams, runs they go on, runs that they don't go on. It happens at the very top, and there is a period, and hopefully this is our period at the moment where we aren't quite getting those results, that will change when maybe we don't play as well and we win ugly. And you hear that all the time as well. You know, and it could be like, you know, that Tuesday night against Brackley, this close, from supposedly having a corner to conceding late on. They're the fine margins, and it will change. Most definitely it will change, and it will change this weekend.
Lastly, have you got any sort of message you'd like to give to the fans ahead of Saturday?
No, as I said, I touched on it. Get behind us. They've been absolutely brilliant. We were undefeated before Southport, so I think they've seen, you know, our style of play is good, we're attractive, but we want to have that more of an edge now. We want to play in the final third more, be aggressive, be more running, hard running in behind teams, get balls into their box, and that's what fans want to see. They want to see us in control of game but also scoring. So their message is, you know, please come out in force on Saturday and make it difficult for Aveley, because they're on a really good run. You know, we've watched them the last few days and we've had reports done over the last few weeks. Got promotion last year, big tough side, 4-4-1-1. You know, they know what they are, so it's really the emphasis is on us to stamp our game on it, and that was our role this week, to just remind the boys that this is the way we play, this is what we expect, and I'm fully confident going into the game.